All right, it shows us that we live right now. Okay,
it just popped up.
You said using Joel?
I was in
Ezekiel
21. Yeah, I went to Ezekiel 21. Yeah. He just go. Yeah, Esau be consulting them for familiar spirits before he be doing it.
Absolutely, man.
That's probably what they was doing when they went to the Bohemian Grove this year.
Okay.
Well, you know, they be having that thing Davos over there in Sweden. They be having a World Economic Forum, and then when you go out to that World Economic Forum, everybody gets a pass to get in. Well, only certain people can get certain badges to get into certain exclusive like meetings, you know, or night owls.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you stay up late and get serious about what you really want to talk about. You know, and that's when they go into them groves. You know, the brother made a beautiful point on the comment in the WhatsApp today. I was just like, I'm gonna use that act like I always do. about them night owls, man.
90% truth, baby. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds."
Yeah, man. I was listening to the whole thing with Rex Tillerson versus Trump. Now, Trump was responding to Rex Tillerson about kind of like what Rex Tillerson had been saying about him. I don't know if did you listen to that?
He was basically going to have they had different beliefs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and how Tillerson said, you know, you got to do things pragmatically. You need to be reading. You need to be making sure you're on point with the way you say things. And Trump is just like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like Trump is more like he ain't finna read all that stuff. I'm gonna go with my instincts. You know. So I felt like, you know, you got all these things happening where they working evil upon their beds, and you know the population don't know what the hell is going on, man. You know. Like I was looking at how the U.S. is going against Saudi Arabia right now. You know, they're pumping more oil. Now Saudi Arabia is saying, man, we need to cut back. Well, the U.S. is increasing how much they're producing. We're just keeping oil prices low. Oil prices are like what? $51 a barrel, $52 a barrel. Well, the Saudi Arabians needed to be like in the 70s in order to break even. Mm-hmm. So they're taking L's. So they're supposed to be in partnership with the United States. So there's economic entanglement going on in these key markets. You know, they working these different evils upon their beds. Meanwhile, you just living your life. You don't know that shit's stuff about collapse. People, you know, we know, but we watch it. But the general population is just like
they're caught up into the bread and circuses, the rat race. You know, giving their mind over to the heaviness that comes with being in this society. That's why the scriptures call this nation. That it said the wealthy nation that dwells without caring. Right. You know, but that's really around the world. That's how people just are, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's why it's gonna be a thief in the night.
Yeah.
It'll be a thief in the night, man.
Right. And the man of sin has been revealed, man, as the brothers labeled this video. That's right. The so-called white man is the Edomite, man. Look, it's time out for that madness that you Israelites are so trying to hold on to this false narrative that he somehow is not the Edomite. He's not the wicked. All right? If he's not the wicked, then we ain't at the end, man. Man. If this man ain't the Edomite, then this ain't the end. Yeah. If this ain't the Edomite, then whoever this nigga is, Japhet, gotta fall and Esau gotta rise.
Where is that in the scripture?
Japhet ain't nowhere in prophecy.
You gonna tell me Japhet just gets skipped over?
Yeah, right. What this man has done to us and to the earth is just skipped over in prophecy as pertaining to Japhet.
That's right.
That's a
cut. This nigga is Japhet. It gotta be in there, man.
It's gonna be written, bro.
It's gonna be written.
Yeah, huge piece of history.
A huge piece of history, bro. If the so-called white man, the white race that has enslaved you, buck broke you, raped you in front of your children, fed your children to alligators, destroyed the ecosystem, destroyed the animals, destroyed the earth, is Japhet,
And
Then where is it?
Are we supposed to transition from the Japhetic rulership?
Right. Yeah, that's right. If I may, when you go into the measurement of the time span of the scriptures, according to you guys, if y'all say the so-called white man and Esau, that means the scriptures is off, man. When you read it in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 14th chapter, he goes into measuring the earth in 12 parts. And 2,500 years ago, he says a 10th and a half part had already passed. So if you fast forward 2,500 years later on, which pretty much goes into the 12th part, you saying that Japheth right here and Esau still got to come? That mean that the scriptures are inaccurate, man.
That means we got to go through a whole nother captivity, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like the brother said, Esau got a little piece to rule, and then this is over, man. You know,
because the scriptures say that Esau is the end of the world.
Right.
Okay, Esau is a rulership right now. So you still waiting on Japheth, bro?
Right.
Up until this point, Japheth haven't done. That's exactly
nowhere.
Japheth don't have no. Japheth don't have no role.
They've been Japheth the whole time. Look at the little island. That's what they saying. They saying that this has been Japheth going all throughout the earth, ruling shit.
Bro,
think about
Japheth
that.
We're
the Greeks. We are the Greeks. So we are Japheth because that's where Greece is, right? This is the whole Edomite concept.
Yeah.
We're not Esau. We're Japheth because we was in Greece.
Say.
Okay, this goes completely unmentioned in the scripture. Come on, that Japheth will
This
rule.
ain't nothing.
No prophecies concerning that. None of that.
I have a precept too. Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the part and sunder of the time? Or what shall be the end of the verse,
Right.
and the beginning of it that follows?
End of the first, all right, in the beginning of it that follows. When you go into prophecy, you got the 4th beast. That's the end.
Right.
Okay? You go into prophecy. Isaiah 34. Esau is always talked about as being the end.
But he never called Japheth wicked.
It ain't in there.
Come on, man.
Japheth is not, bro. Esau be getting hella called wicked, evil.
Right.
Why is Esau getting all this attention from the Most High?
Right. And why is he mentioned as the nation that would be ruling when the Messiah returned?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you Jakes will say this is the end. Well, if this is the end, whose policy rules the world? Ishmael's policy don't rule. The Arabs' policy don't rule the world. Nope.
Japheth don't either.
Finish that.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob, Esau was born of him. Jacob's hands held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Somebody get the last verse from Obadiah. Then somebody get Isaiah 34, Isaiah 63. Let's get into it all now. Because the wicked is being revealed, and you Jakes are trying to help him hide.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't get your mentality.
I don't get it. No other nation has done what this man has done unto us, and you're trying to detach this nigga away from the wicked. You should want this man to be Esau.
It shows the power of Esau's witchcraft.
Witchcraft is right.
You know, because he beat into us that docile mentality by his viciousness, man.
Right.
You know, going back to what we were talking about earlier today, man. This guy had 6 farms, had, like the elder brought out beautifully, had us raping us, you know, not to mention our little boys, you know, had us raping our daughters, you know. So really, you know, to put in layman terms, the so-called black man, you know, and the Latino, Native American, which consists of Israelites, they're scared of the so-called white man. You see, because of his concept of power, man, allude to the white man. His concept of righteousness is dominance, and obtain that dominance by any means necessary. So we have witnessed the heinous, the wickedness of the so-called white man, and you niggas are scared, man.
Scared.
You see, but now it's the time that man of sin be revealed, man.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just like when someone goes to the dentist and they have a bad experience.
That's right.
And from that point forward, I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid of it. Because when I went, he hurt me. That's how you so-called Negro's mentality is towards Esau, man.
Right.
That's right.
That's why you have a victim mentality. And that victim mentality leads to being docile, leads to being problem oriented instead of solution oriented. It leads to you being a defeatist instead of being victory minded. It leads to lack of standard. Okay.
That's been proven.
That's right. The things that you can control, you sabotage it. Right. Allude to your salvation, or how you treat a brother on common board. You see, all that goes back to what black culture. Right. You know, that was given unto you, man, by your oppressor. Right. But we here to speak life, man. That's right. Hey, the scriptures say in St. John 17:17 to do what? Sanctify them with your truth. Thy word is truth, man. Right. Right. You see? And there is no private interpretation of the scriptures, man. There's one doctrine, one way, man. Right. And we'll tell you a huge component to that doctrine is diagnosing who the son of perdition is, man. Which is who? Right. The so-called white man. Excuse me for yelling.
Right. Well, it's true. It's true. It's true. We're in those times, and you look at the history of our people. Whenever things got to where Jake always drops the ball, and right here in 2018, you niggas are trying to drop the ball again, and you're mad because we're not having it. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, we're not allowing that bullshit, man. All right.
Well, Jake want to piss the pot.
Yeah.
See, when the hardest time when you got people, you really want to release. Right. You want to just let go. And you've been holding it for a long time. Holding. Yeah. That's how you grow for the kingdom, right? Mm-hmm. You just, you can't wait to just release.
Right.
You have this power. Mm-hmm. So you're in this truth. The hardest time to hold your water is when you get right at the bathroom. Right. Yeah. That's when the shit start getting You were good when you was in the car. You was a little distance away. Your mind was focused on endurance. Your mind was focused on making it. You had that intention. Mm-hmm. But when you see the prize right before you, when you see the time to release, you forget about what it takes to continue to go on, man. Right. And hold your water. You gotta hold your water, man. Right. You gotta hold your water in this thing, man. A lot of guys, man, it's getting up to that time and to that point, and they're unsure. They're not. Man, what is it?
Man, what's happening?
I'm not like, you gotta go all in, man. Jake's still holding chips.
Hebrews chapter 3, verse 8. Harden not your hearts, as in the provocation, in the day of temptation in the wilderness. When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years.
Right, and the Lord is showing his works, and you have Israel looking for a reason not to have a standard, looking for a reason to argue, giving a stupid sacrifice and opinion on the comment board. The Esau ain't the white man, America ain't Babylon, the white man ain't gonna be destroyed forever. How you know you the leader? It's just all sorts of the same shit that happened back then, man.
You ain't gonna lead. Stop.
Come on, man. Now, somebody get that in Obadiah. Get that. Was you finished with that?
Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna just finish up verse 10 real quick. It says, verse 10, Hebrews 3:10. It says, wherefore I was grieved with that generation, right, and said, they do always err in their hearts, and they have not known my way.
And that generation is back. That faithless generation, man, looking to pity pat with wickedness. No, man. Call a spade, man. The so-called white man is the devil, and he's the Edomite, man. Stop.
It's not Japheth.
It's not Japheth. It's not scriptural. It's nowhere in there. You don't got no precepts. All you do is come with that Ashkenazi, just because the Jews call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. They ain't declaring that they go back to the line of Ashkenaz. Right. They're just saying we're Ashkenazi Jews.
Yeah, because they was up in Germany.
Right. They don't go back to the line of Japheth. They are Edomites, man.
Right.
And there are no
They took everybody's name.
They took everybody's name.
Then dog, they took everybody's name.
Bro, they said they're the Israelites.
Yes.
They say everybody, bro.
They the Israelites.
They're the Prince of Persia.
You know.
And last one,
And then
Yeah,
Jake will
with
say,
Aquaman.
then Jake, this is Jake's argument. Well, how can a so-called white man come out of two black parents, right?
Come on, man.
Well, okay. Well, the same argument applies. Well, how could he come out of Noah?
No, he already admits that. You say Lucy is over in Africa is the first woman who ever walked the earth and nigga and the first bones and stuff, and you admit,
Right.
of course, you know.
Right.
You said that. We say that.
Right. Right.
So that means you admit that you're coming from black people.
So yeah, right. So
called.
Jake, that's the argument. Well, Noah was a so-called black man. His sons were so-called black men. The women that were delivered with him were so-called black men. Well, how the hell did Japheth end up so-called white? If that's your argument about Esau.
That's another cut.
Come on, man. You people are looking for a reason not to be great. You're afraid to embrace the greatness that's coming to Israel because it's not of this world. It's strange. It's different. And it's going to overcome the wicked, and it's going to put you in a very, very uncomfortable place. So you're trying to look for reasons to make it not what it is and still be on the Instagram with that big ass garment on, man.
Yeah. I got a quick one. The point is at the end of it, though. You know, this is John 8:44. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will you do." Right. Now, Yahweh was speaking to those wicked Jakes, those wicked scribes and Pharisees, naturally, because they were under the energy and the vibration of the Roman Empire, which synonymously he calls the devil. But wait, the Romans were jackfights, though. You know, I'm gonna keep going. It says, "He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him." We still talking about the devil. There is no truth in him. When you think about all the lies these people have done throughout the whole course of our history, they lie to you as an infant up, telling you are African American, tells the whole world who they are, go in every country and takes on their ideas, takes on their philosophy, takes on their heritage. There is no scripture that talks about Japheth doing that, man.
It's not in there, man.
Right.
We gonna keep it. It's not there, bro. You cannot go into prophecy and show me Japheth doing this shit to us, but you can go to Esau,
right?
And you can go to the daughter of Babylon, which is linked to Esau doing this to us,
right?
Nowhere is Japheth mentioned doing this, man.
Right.
Esau is not Japheth, man. Esau is not the Arabs. Okay.
Right.
Yes, they are blessed. Yes, they have their little portion over there, but ultimately they're still walking to the tomb of the so-called white man.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna get him in trouble.
Right. If I can say this, if Esau, if the white man, well, actually, if Esau is the Arabs, then who are the Arabs?
Right.
Hey, Ishmael, the Arabs too. When you look at it, that's what they say.
Then they'll bring out a big flag with because Ishmael got a sword. See?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
They saying the Arabs, Esau.
Yeah, they say the Arabs are Esau. Yeah.
That's like saying
the beast.
You ain't never heard that one?
No, I ain't heard
That's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I ain't heard that.
It's like saying the beast is Obama.
Oh, they said Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Well, the Saudis, they are
The
though.
Saudis do have
The Saudis are
the
either.
royal family. A lot of them are.
Right. But no, they're saying the Arabs. Period. Edomites.
Right.
That seed.
Yeah, that seed. Yeah. Finish what you got.
Continuing on in verse 44, it says, "When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar."
He's a liar. Esau's a liar. You'll put him in a corner and he'll just pull out statistics out of his ass.
Right.
Yeah. Well, technically, 43.8% in GMO. He'll just make it up. And everybody will be like, ooh. And we're living in a time where people are now like, come on, bro.
You just made that up.
You just made that up.
Right.
Don't work. And you Israelites are the same way, winging it. Go ahead.
It says, "When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it."
He's the father of the lie. Like you say.
That's what I'm saying. So lies didn't come around to Jack.
Right. I guess so. According to you guys.
Oh, man. And then he's speaking about the Romans right there. He's speaking about the Roman Empire, but they were jackfights though. So this mystery man It's Japheth chilling. Who's been chilling this whole time?
The original inhabitants of that land, founders of the Roman Empire, were Japheth.
Right.
Esau came and took that land. It's in
Right.
the scriptures. He took all of he stole and oppressed everybody's heritage, man.
That's why. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's why the scripture says when Alexander the Greek came on the earth, what happened, man? Wickedness was multiplied on the planet Earth. Woo! And was Alexander the Greek? Was that a Japhite?
Well, that's what they're saying. That's what they're gonna say.
Well,
He's in Macedon.
Yeah.
He came
Right.
from Macedonia.
Yeah.
That's what the Japheths were.
Oh man. Oh, that's right. Somebody get Obadiah real quick.
I
I
got
got somebody get
Didn't they
Isaiah.
say they were the Egyptians?
Yeah, they said they everybody.
They
Cool,
went
brother.
into Egypt and they said they were Egyptians.
Yeah, Pharaoh.
So now these Egyptians are Japhetic Egyptians.
Pharaoh.
Come on, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is Obadiah 1:21.
Now I'm gonna ask any Israelite who knows that they're Israelite. Are we at the end? Is this the end of this thing, man? Do y'all all in this room? Do y'all all agree that we're at the end of this? This shit is out of control. It's super wicked. Everything's all out of court. This ain't gonna go on forever, right? We're at the very end of this thing. All of us agree on that. I'm pretty sure the brothers on the comment board agree with that. That they're in the right spirit. Unless there's a bug out crackhead on the comment board. But other than that, the brothers agree. Yes, we're at the end. So.
Okay. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh.
So wait a minute. According to biblical prophecy, before the kingdom of heaven will be set up, who would have to fall? Esau. That's right there in the prophecy. We can't get around it. It is written. Okay, Esau, we just read 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Once Esau is judged, the kingdom of heaven will be set up. Are we at the end? So who's ruling this current setup? What nation of people rule this current setup?
Edomites.
The so-called white man, the Edomite. It got to be him.
I got it. Yeah.
Unless you are saying that he's going to fall and whoever Esau is going to raise up, put us into captivity, rule the world in wickedness, then fall, then the kingdom will come.
No thanks.
Go ahead, bro.
Matthew 24.
See, we go according to prophecy. You can use all of these different things. Well, prophecy is where it's at, baby. Go ahead.
But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Right.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Is that not happening? You had brother in Dubai just left a comment. You got brothers in Rome. This word is being preached in its true form because we know Christianity ain't the fulfillment of that. There's 2.2 billion people and woke up to that. They ain't got the 144 yet. So this gospel shall be preached, and then the end shall come.
Right? It's on the end.
Right.
So the point is, if it's a sign of the end, then why are you looking for a whole other nation to take over the world?
Right.
To do everything that you read
Right.
that Esau is doing, but you see the so-called white man
Right.
the whole time.
Right.
Come on, man.
Jake is scared. Jake is scared of having a kingdom, a rulership mindset. Man. Jake can't see past McDonald's and chicken fingers and KFC, Walmart. Jake can't see past none of that, man. They can't see, like I said, a PlayStation. Jake has a PlayStation, a blunt. You know what I'm saying? And some soda. And that's a cereal. And some cereal. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the reason why Esau went so hard is because Esau had that rulership mindset, man. And he still does have it. And he's fighting tooth and nail to keep it, man. But for you got it.
So, also, too, another thing you got to think about is this: these Israelites, Shalom, Shabbat, those hype Israelites,
Yeah.
those Jakes want to stay hype forever.
Right.
They don't want to dwell in the party and the hype of, look, God, we together, got on the same garments.
Yeah.
The boy that blue,
Yeah.
Shalom. They want to live in that spirit forever versus actually take over the world.
Right.
When your house shine, see them come. They really don't want to be a part of that. So they want to move that back. Like the scripture say, the vision is far off. They want to bring it far off and just sit here and act like the kingdom is in this place.
In the days of Noah.
Yeah,
Right. In the days of Noah.
Same thing, man.
I got a couple of things up. Just to highlight on what you're saying, because I want to read about Amalek. Amalek is the grandson of Esau.
Right.
Right. And we're hinging on this point of like, okay, the difference between understanding who Esau is and its relationship today, right? So it says this in Exodus 17 and 14. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, you know where I'm going with
That's why I bring that up.
it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. In the ears of Joshua. What's the name of Joshua? Right. Rehearse it in the ears of Joshua.
We're not saying that Yahushua is Joshua.
Yeah.
His name is the same as Yahushua,
Right.
which is all symbolic of us being brought to the
Right. That was the formal sense.
Right.
And then when Yahushua came on, it was the ultimate sense.
Right.
Right. It says, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Right? So he said this in the ears of Joshua. Was Amalek put out from the from under heaven during the time of Joshua?
No.
Why? Because we read about the accounts of the
They were there with David.
With David.
Yeah, they were there.
You go to Psalms 83, you read about it then. You read about it.
And even when David smote a whole town of Edomites, you read that there were some who escaped.
Right.
You know?
Well, I was
So that remembrance never failed, right? It says, and Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nasai. Okay? So, I'll look it up. It says, it says, for he said, because the Lord have sworn, the Most High sworn, because the Most High have sworn that the Lord will have. See, when you swore, you put your word on.
Right.
And what does the scripture say about the Most High name? He put it
the word above his name.
Sure.
That's
He
right.
put his word on Jacob. He put his word on Abraham, on Isaac and Jacob.
He swore on himself.
He swore on himself that he would do this.
His word.
How did he swear on himself? He swore on himself when he named them Israel.
Right.
When he named them Israel, he swore on himself. He put his name.
Right.
See?
Right.
Okay, and so he says, because the Lord has sworn that that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So the Lord will be at direct war with this particular nation from generation to generation.
Why them?
Why them?
And not Japheth in these end times? Generation. How?
And who's leading the largest anti-Messiah system?
Right.
The so-called Jews, man. They own every damn thing.
He pronounced war on Amalek. The Most High himself swore on himself.
Man of war.
I'm going to get at these guys.
Yeah, forever. Right.
From generation to generation.
Right.
That's my intention.
Right. That's how you know eventually they're going to be gone.
Right.
Yeah. Because they ain't going to be in the war forever.
It says that it's going to wipe them out from it. Says, when you read up, it says, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
From under heaven.
Woo! I want to get rid of you.
Job 20, Obadiah, the house of Esau. And who is at war with the Most High, all right, at its height in these times, man? Through technology, man, all of the stuff we're talking about, the mark of the beast, gay marriage, all of these things are a war against the Most High. What he's doing to us is a war against the Most High. Now we understand that you have different heathen nations that are in cahoots, especially Moab. They're all into the transhumanism movement and pushing. But who is at the forefront of it, man? The so-called white man, particularly the so-called Jew. He's over in the Holy Land. That is a direct war with us against the Most High.
Straight up.
For them being there, that is a war. That's showing you that the Most High is putting a mark on who these people are in these times, man. That's why the man of sin is being revealed. All right.
And they're saying that Amalek is the Arabs.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I got it real quick. Numbers 24. Oh, sorry.
I was going to read one. It's Job 18:5. It says, yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, right, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
And that's the Illuminati.
Yes. Like you said, it says, we were just saying, like, with the prophecy, with them being put out, it hasn't happened yet. But it's going to happen too, according to this scripture. Right? His whole, what he calls his knowledge, what the Most High has given him, is going to be put out. This 5G network shit, we're trying to bring up all of the people, the chip, all that shit is going to be put out. Man. That's right. That's right. Because with a fire, when you have a fire, you have energy. He says it's like it's fire to be put out. It's going to be put out. Man. That's right.
Okay. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Oh, Lucifer. And when you read this chapter, this is speaking of the king of Babylon. At first, in the first part of the chapter, they call him the king of Babylon. Then when you go down, they call him Lucifer. So it's still talking about the king of Babylon. He is Lucifer, and it's talking about the elites of this society, the elites of this world. Man. Okay, go ahead.
Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
He weakened the nations. Yeah. And Lucifer means he that beareth the light. What do the Illuminati call themselves, man? The light bearers, man. Illuminati. Meaning they have knowledge and different things that the common people don't have, man. And through it, they're able to prosper, they're able to manipulate, they're able to do wickedness. Go ahead.
And if I could say a huge way for how he weakened nations is going back to what the elders bringing out, that philosophy, that wine, which is what alluded to Isaiah 47 chapter. You know what I'm saying?
And that's linked to Esau because that's the daughter of Babylon.
Yep.
Get that?
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right. He's trying to go out in space, sending animals, sending monkeys and lizards out to space to test out how, and they all died to test out how. He's trying to escape his judgment. You got Elon Musk talking about we're gonna go to live on Mars, and if we need to warm it up, we'll just bomb it. These people are completely diabolical, man.
He said they're gonna get there on Mars.
Yeah.
I watched the video. He said they're gonna get to Mars and inhabit it in 2025.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. And then build a Taco Bell and a McDonald's and a Walmart. This man is completely nutso. Now the other heathen are crazy and batshit and out of their mind too. But this man right here, he specifically wants to be the Most High. He specifically, this nation of people, it's no other nation doing what this man is doing. Now the other nations want to rule, don't get me wrong, but this man wants to be God, man.
That's how you know Esau know the scriptures to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
Because we always talk about how everything that he's trying to do is something that was promised to us already. He's not original. He ain't coming up with nothing original. He wants to have eternal life because the scriptures promise eternal life to a certain group of people. So he's like, well, if it's going to be life promised to anybody, it's going to be me because I done conquered everybody.
Well, Esau always wanted the blessing.
Right, yep.
Yep. So he understands what the blessing is. Ever since he gave up that blessing, he chased after it and he hated Jacob because of it.
Yep.
Right.
You know, so it's not like he doesn't undergo. He has a tie to that blessing and the fact that he lost it.
Right.
So yeah, you know, if something you want, you try to recreate.
He's trying to forge his own blessing on earth.
That reminds me of Moses and Aaron. They was going back to the Egyptians and
Egypt, yeah.
You know, there were people, they knew the knowledge on the left-hand side on how to do certain things.
Right.
But it came to the point where it failed. The Lord didn't get a green light for the half.
Stand down
Same thing with Esau.
Yes,
Esau he knows, but it comes to the point where he ain't got it.
He's blessed.
Right.
He's blessed. His blessing, man. I mean, you got it. Yeah. But it's only going to allow him to go so far.
Right.
It's going to be, there's a stopping point. But Israel, there ain't no stopping.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what Isaac told him. He said, "You're gonna have a fat for time. You're gonna have the facts. You're gonna have to.
Well, think about this. When you look at Esau and you look at the news, what is he trying to do? He's trying to conquer death.
Yeah.
He's trying to transhumanism. He's trying to overcome. I can bring you back to life. People who are brain dead or people who are dead, we can now bring them back to life using technology, which is a carnal. It's by carnal means he's trying to become the Most High. It's not going to be by a spiritual mark. It's going to be by carnal means. Right?
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right, you go.
Yep. And if I can make a point on that scripture, could you read about the congregation, side of the congregation in the north?
Kind. Verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit. I will sit also, Salaki, upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north.
Right. And what is that? The mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. That's talking about them dwelling in the land of Israel today, to train themselves to be the chosen people. You see, that's why they portray it. And like the elder right now said, they do everything that way. They're over there in the land of Israel today, humping the damn wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Biting off babies' foreskins.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this: that's really speaking of North America. All right, Babylon the Great, where when he said he's gonna sit. Somebody get real quick to break that down. Ezekiel 35:10, real quick. Okay. When it says I'm gonna sit on the congregation in the sides of the north, meaning this is where he presents to the whole world, I have conquered these niggas, man.
Ezekiel 35:10. Because thou hast said these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord is there.
Right. So basically, he's saying I own this people. So when it says I'm sitting in a congregation, and who's the congregation of the Lord? The Israelites. And the sides of the north, where are we at? The land of the north. This is where the complete fall happened at, right here. This is where he completely just took everything. Now, of course, scattered throughout all of the different captivities too. But Babylon the Great was a special downfall and upliftment for Esau. You know? No. But him being over there in the Holy Land is a part of it too. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying?
He said this Job 16:11, God have delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over to the hands of the wicked.
I don't say that's why I say that pyramid is on dollar bill.
Right.
That represents something really high spiritual, like you said, on the side of North Day.
Right.
That spiritual. Like we're scattered everywhere. We know we're scattered in all nations. We're going to be delivered to all nations. Right. But that heart of the captivity,
the dregs,
is here. That's the heart. So in the heart, they put that on dollar bill. Like we're in the new Egypt. This is the new Pharaoh.
Right.
They step on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to do something. Ezekiel 36:2. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemies have said against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Right. Right. Go back.
Read that again.
Ezekiel 36:2. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy have said against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Woo!
And
he's adamant about being the Jew. He's talking about building the third temple. Everything's carnal, man. Whatever the Lord has promised in spirit and in righteousness, Esau figures out a way to make his own version of it.
Can you read down to verse 5?
You already know.
Yes.
You already know.
I was thinking that.
Yeah. Hey, Bon, can you read down to verse 5, Bon? Yeah.
Read all the way through, or just read verse 5.
You read down to verse 5.
Okay, yeah, read down to verse 5.
Down to verse 5. Yep. Verse 3, therefore prophesy and say, thus said Yahweh power, because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side, that ye might get a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are infamy of the people. Therefore ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh power.
Right, because if he could say he's the Jew, then he's justified in doing this shit to us. Because it's written that the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know what I'm saying? Because remember when Esau got that blessing, Isaac was like, look, I already made him Lord over you. Right. All right, well, I got this for you. Here we go. Go ahead.
Verse 4, therefore ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh power.
Thus said Yahweh, power to be mountains and to be hills, to be rivers and to be valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus said Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumean, which have appointed my land to their
I'm saying, you see how I keep saying the residue of the heathen. Right? It's a remnant of the heathen, just like it's a remnant for Israel. Right. Letting you notice those two seeds wasn't done away with.
Right.
Go ahead. It says, and against all Idumean, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, right, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
And the word Idumean, you know, it's Edom, so where Idumean is Esau. It's in the gun, right?
Yeah, that's right. And what does the scripture say? Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Right. And then you go start seeing signs, then shit will start happening, waves, people losing their mind, perplexity. And we're right there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. It's been 1,400 earthquakes in Alaska in the past 4 days.
Right.
Man.
That's a lot. Oh, definitely. You was talking about the Jews. Had the scripture showing where they can't be the ones in that land, right? It's Jeremiah 32 and 37. It says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, where I have driven them in my anger and in my fury and in great wrath, and I will bring them into this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely." That word "safety," that's the key, because they had got warfare right now.
They had a war the night they in 1948. Egypt was bombing them over there.
And that's a problem because either you're the Israelites and the prophecy is wrong,
right,
or you're the Japhites and there's just no prophecy.
No prophecy, right, right. That's the gray area Israel wants.
Yeah, you know,
they want Israel don't want definites. When you start to get into reincarnation, the men of the Lord back, Esau, Jacob.
Yeah, it requires faith.
Because it requires faith.
Well, you know, and it's no big deal. You know, we get it.
We get it.
You're not gonna get it. You get it. We get it. Right. But we're still gonna exhort and bring these things out because this is basic understanding, and we're coming into these times, man. You know, where your belief system and what you really believe in is gonna be essential.
Yeah.
Essential into producing certain ways of thinking,
right,
which attaches to your emotion and your behavior,
right,
which attaches to your judgment or results. So your belief system needs to be on point, man. So if you have a gray area belief system, you're gonna have a gray area way of thinking, or a gray area way of conducting yourself. That doesn't lead to trust amongst your people. See, when you have a certain standard and you're holding a particular doctrine or belief system, it creates trust amongst those who do it together. And that trust leads to high efficiency, success. You know, but when you have a gray area gang mentality where it's based off emotions instead of responsibility, it leads to distrust, disorder. And so your wisdom and your knowledge is not going to be the stability of your time. And so this is what we're saying, man. There is a particular understanding, and it links together, and it's coordinated in the spirit.
That's right.
And if you don't get with it, it's gonna be a problem.
Right.
You know.
Right. John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Right.
So the truth ain't no gray area.
Right.
They got a gray area.
Right. Because Jake is really worried. Like, damn, we can't really come up against him. Because he got the power. He done all this crazy. He crazy. But Jake, like, nah, man, we don't want no smoke with this nigga. But the truth takes you away from those words because you understand. If you understand the truth, all right, you believe, what does it say? He that cometh to the Most High believeth that he is. You understand that Esau ain't gonna win. You're not worried about that now. You know, if you're thinking of this thing carnally, you like, man,
if your belief system is not fueled by faith, it ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere. Right.
It ain't going on to a moral journey that you try to take.
Right. Esau
gotta have some moral fuel.
Is not going to win. Whether I die, whether all of us die, there are going to be some Israelites who get the victory, and that nigga will not win. He is not written to win, and you have to walk with that faith, knowing that, man. If you don't know that and believe that, you're gonna look for a reason to run from it, man. But the elect, hey, the water Yahweh Shemel shot for the remnant, man. Because the remnant see it. The remnant are like Noah. See, the sons of God were caught up in all of that madness, but Noah was like, look, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the prize, man. I'm gonna do what I was told to do. Obedience is what our nation is lacking, man.
Right.
They're afraid of the culture of the cultures that they've been force fed. It ain't taught them obedience. They haven't taught them order. All right.
Yeah, there's two things you gotta have in order to be obedient.
Right.
Obedient, you gotta have faith and you gotta have fear.
Right.
Both of them have to be on the positive side. You gotta have faith in some BS. Man.
Right.
Be fearful of some BS.
You can be fearful of the world. You know, your faith and your fear have to come from a particular or to be towards a particular source.
Right.
And that'll give you what you need to be obedient.
Right.
You gonna see, search it, you do it.
Right. Hey, because Saul, he wasn't obedient. Right. You know, the Lord told him to blot out, get Amalek up out of there. But he didn't, That's something.
Job 20, starting at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old?
That's right.
Since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is sure.
In this time, we talk about Esau, man.
Yeah.
This man, come on, man. This nigga right here has done too much, man.
Yes.
You ain't gonna get away with that, man.
No.
I'm not gonna let it go. I'm not gonna sit back, and put on some tight ass slacks and go to work with them shoe department brown shoes, brown Jake. I'm not to sit back and just give up like that, man. Jakes. They call it Jakes. Oh, nah, but y'all know them almond browns. Yeah, but it's like, come on, man. That's what Jake really wants to do. Esau has force fed this, leave it alone. Every year you gotta hear this nigga bring up the Holocaust, man.
Yeah.
Right. Remember the Pearl Harbor.
Remember Pearl Harbor infomercials, commercials where you can donate and all that other type of stuff, man. All the time.
Bro, this man is the devil, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Look what he's you go, bro, hear this nigga 12 Years a Slave. You go see the movie. That shit happened. Yeah. I was looking at the Nat Turner movie with my man, bro. Esau had niggas tied up with their mouth with shit over their mouth, knocking their teeth out, force feeding. Like it's on the movie. This shit happened. And that's just the movie. That's just the movie. It was worse than that. Bro, there was a point in the movie where Esau, they all gathered together, they got drunk, and that demon got on Esau. He told the master of that, he said, look, man, I want one of them bucks. And the buck was out in the backyard crying, I ain't gonna do it. I don't want to do this shit, man. I ain't doing that, man. Hell no. And the Esau came outside and got him, man. Come on. This such and such wants you. Yeah. That ain't something that is on the move. That shit happened, bro. And these are your people. You descend from these people, man. And you go sit back and allow that shit? No, nah, man. Fuck that.
I got a precept to go into that. Real quick, couple of verses. This is Isaiah 61, one that says, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. It's time to proclaim that. Victory, right? Release, right? It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, man. So vengeance is gonna come, man. That's right. Retribution is at hand. We're in those times, man. So we're gonna proclaim it. Right. Jay getting up into the time of retribution, and they want to draw back, right? Because they're meeting that confrontation, right? It's just like when you got a mind of victory. It's just like Jay could do it on a carnal end, but when it's time to do it spiritually, they ain't ready to do it. You was on a football team or a basketball team, y'all ready to go into the game or really get into it. You've been practicing all damn week. Right. You've been watching film. You've been studying your opponent. You've been drilling what you was gonna do whenever the time came. The coach got on to you, made you run sprints. You know, all these things went down, and then the time that you in the locker room before the game, we supposed to be the roof. The roof is on fire. Let the roof beat their ass. Let the roof beat their ass. We supposed to be like that going to the game. You gotta have a mind of victory. We're gonna go out here and win.
Right.
According to what we've been taught, according to all we've been studying, according to all we've been drilling.
That spirit of Saul, they look at the live like, man.
You know, and you in the corner talking about day after day.
Y'all chill out. Y'all don't know what we gonna do.
Man, we don't know. They Esau.
We don't know.
We don't know.
So we supposed to listen to you?
So GMS is the leader.
Shut your bitch ass up.
You scared?
That shit.
Yeah.
I got a quick
There's
question.
a lot of people being sealed for destruction right now and deliverance. You can see it, man.
Second Thessalonians 1:6, sin is a righteous thing with the Most High.
Right.
Recompense tribulations, them the trouble.
Man.
He said, you should be hyped, man. We gonna get pay people back.
I got one back.
Think about this. Persecute their minds like they've been doing this. Play mind games with us for all the years.
Man.
Beat us down.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that don't mean say, yeah, we're black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
I'm a thug.
Yeah.
No, we ain't saying that.
Black identity extreme.
You know,
With a mask on.
dummy.
Kill us all kind of ways.
You know, the ninja, you know, when you get into that mode, the most out of it, thief in the night, man, he's gonna come strike this place and expect it.
Right.
Surgical straight.
Ain't no, you know, he's not coming from a position of fear, but it's still gonna be a thief in the night for these people, man. We just gonna proclaim it.
That's right.
They don't mean taking on some wild, radical ideas of, man. We ain't no black.
You latch on to what it is.
We ain't no black group. That's carnal thinking.
It's carnal, man.
That's a term of compromise. Black is a term of compromise,
Right. That's right.
not a term of strength.
That's right.
Your belief system is off, man. That's why
Right.
your thinking is off, man.
That's
Because
right.
you're not focused on the moral things.
Right.
Your ego is involved.
That's right, brother.
You know? And you're not prepared for war. You're just talking. Wait.
So Ecclesiastes 3:15, it says, "That which had been is now, and that which is to be had already been, and Yahweh required that which is past." So we ain't gonna let it go.
No.
Right.
You see, the Lord won't allow us to let it go. So you just gonna have to deal with it until that hammer hit, man.
Could you jump to Psalm 137?
Come.
So read that real quick.
This is Psalm 137.
Hey, the Lord is rebuilding the house of David, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's read a psalm of old David. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 137:7. It says, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom."
He didn't want to forget.
Right.
He wasn't a compromise and forgive and forget type of shape. Look, man, Yahweh Shah is gonna get his lick back. I'll put it like that. Ultimately, because once he get his lick back, Yahweh Shah, bro, Yahweh Shah was at the forefront of creating this whole creation, and this man has utterly destroyed it. You don't think he's gonna get his lick? And Elohim was with him.
Right.
That's why we so pissed off, brothers, because look, we may be those men who were there creating it, and you gotta live in your own creation in a defiled, destroyed state, man.
Think about when you have your own house, somebody fuck your house up.
Bro,
You make a bed to sleep in.
that isn't look, man. You should feel disrespected. You should feel some type of way, man. Now that anger shouldn't lead to you doing something stupid and sinning and carnal, but that thought needs to be in your mind to amplify your faith, man. And that don't mean you walk around. But man,
It should lead you to obedience.
that's right, man.
Oh, it should give you joy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
It should give you joy. Victory should bring joy.
That's right.
You know, what I'm talking about is the inner man.
You know, you gotta, I was going to say, you know, that's why in Revelations 13 chapter it says that, he that leadeth in captivity must go into captivity. He that kills the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the faith and the patience of the saints. I mean, that's our faith, that's our patience, that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're hoping for. You know?
Can I hear a real quick one? This Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him And all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him, even so. So he's gonna get his lick back.
He's gonna give his lick back.
You took it very personal.
Yeah.
Bro,
You did all that, and then you poke me and you stabbed my
bro,
side.
you beat my ass for hours, you gonna poke me?
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
You was getting punched.
Right.
You had to take that, man.
Take it.
Now, if I get one,
Real quick. Revelation chapter 18, starting verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her," talking about Babylon, aka Edomites rule Babylon, which you can link up with Psalms.
He'll be beamed up out of Babylon.
37. Come on. So it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shemashah have remembered her iniquities." Acquired the past.
He remembered it.
Yeah.
See?
I got one.
Then so let's get in Isaiah 34. Let's get into some prophecy about Esau.
Isaiah 34.
Go ahead, go.
This
Go 20. Isaiah 47. It's a bunch.
And we can go all day, man, because it all revolves together. You know.
this is
Right, because when you got that doctrine of Japheth, really it only stops at you arguing and then going into some carnal history. But you ain't got the precepts to
We
link
don't have
nothing
any
up.
prophecies. Man. The meat of the scripture is prophecy. Is the mindset of the Most High and what He wants, what He intends to happen. See, Japheth and the whole story of him ruling right now doesn't fit to that paradigm.
Ain't there.
Not according to prophecy. And if it does, prove it, man. Bring out scriptures. Show the people. Lead.
Right. I get on the video in the 1400s. A group of people called the Parthians. No, nigga.
Yeah, but if you do that, relate it.
That's what I'm saying. Related to
It
the
should
Bible.
fit in with Revelation 18. It should fit in.
Jeremiah
It
15.
should go in there.
Yeah. It's a lot.
This is Judith chapter 16, verse 17. It says, "Woe to the nation that riseth up against my kindred. The Lord Almighty will take vengeance on them in the day of judgment, in putting fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall feel them and weep forever."
See, Jake has lost that concept of their people, man. Like, even though we hate the way our people look and we know they're going to be judged, man, Esau don't even pay for that type of shit that he did to Jake, man. Like, he did a lot, and excuse my French, you know, but man, this man has really done a lot, man.
Right.
This ain't no small thing to just look over, oh, man. Yeah, and it's our fault. That's a part of the story, but him being judged for doing it is a part of the story too.
Right.
Yeah, I said you gotta take into account the whole story. You know what I'm saying? The story going to a falling away and a rising. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop it. You couldn't stop the falling away, so how you gonna stop the rising?
Well,
Right.
you touching the apple of the Most High. It's just like
That's
this, man. Let's say
exactly.
let's say you got a daughter. Right. Your daughter snuck out and went to, some party. Right. She got fucked up, and then she started calling you to come help her and save her from the situation. I think she got it. Now you gonna she got punished from doing something wrong. She put herself in a bad situation where y'all fucked up, right? But if that's your someone you love or something that's got your name on, you gonna go fuck everybody up in that thing, man, and retrieve your daughter out of there, man, because your name is on that. That's your daughter. That's your baby. You see what I'm saying? The Most High has that intention for His sons, for His people, right? But it's all about the obedience. It's all about the admission of, like, we all. And once that proclamation or that call goes out, we stay within that.
It's over for Esau.
So,
he knows that. That's why he's gonna come after those who have the doctrine.
Yeah, sure.
That's that woman.
If I may, going into that scripture there in Judith, as the elder had broken down, going into how that kindred is relatable to apple of his eye. And if you equate that and look at the history on what our oppressor had done to us as a people for hundreds and hundreds of years, and y'all made the statement earlier pretty much saying that then we have to literally sit here and wait for Esau to do worse than what had happened, man.
Right. Whoever he is.
We gotta wait for him to do worse than all that stuff. You went into the buck breaking, what happened, birth of the nation. We went through all of that, and then we're gonna have to wait for another guy to come and do a lot worse than that, man. You Israelites don't want salvation, man. You've been so beaten mentally that you expect more. When I say more, you expect more beating.
That's right. I got a quick precept. Just real quick. Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Mm-hmm. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee.
Mm.
See? Miserable are they that afflicted thee,
come on,
and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities with which thy children serve. Woo! Miserable is she that received thy son.
She.
That's
her.
Yeah.
Right. The whore. The whore.
Yeah. Edom, daughter of Babylon.
That's a hitter.
This 3 Babylon. This is Luke 4. It says, for she hath rejoiced in thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Right.
It's written, don't run from that, brothers. Don't let this world make you ashamed of that.
Right.
Yeah.
This world is going to try to use that message and what that says against you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be uncomfortable, but man, look, man, be of good cheer, man.
Right. And Esau was able to use that. This is a land of opportunity.
Right.
This is a this is a land of this and land of that. In Babylon, ancient Babylon was a land of opportunity. Rome was a land of opportunity,
And they failed.
Right. You know what?
It's also the land of herpes.
You know, real quick, you know what's real deep about it is that from the foundation of the earth, the ancient days created Yahushua. He sent, they were in their glory, right? He sent them down in carnal flesh to die for the whole nation.
Right.
If you think he ain't gonna come for us,
Right.
after sending his son, he talks about that in Romans 8. That's serious, man.
Right.
Like, it ain't over. It's over for Esau. But it's like him thinking he gonna continue like these other Jakes try to portray like, oh, he gonna continue. It's so far off.
Right.
Come on, man. This is serious.
And with the Lord being chosen from the Yahushua being slain from the foundation of the earth, that's how we were chosen from the foundation of the earth.
That's
So
right.
that's that virgin, that's that bride that is made to be spotless. And Esau is about to try to take that virgin, bro.
Right.
He about to try to get the, you know, the goods of the elect. And see, in the garden, Adam wasn't there to stop the serpent. But Adam gonna come this time and stop the serpent.
That's
and
right,
save
that's
that
right.
woman, man.
That's right.
Right.
Let's go, man.
Right.
You said the first Adam was made I forget how it's worded.
First Adam was made
But the second Adam, look it up.
Spirit. The second
First And with that woman, this time he ain't gonna be able to throw out because he wants that chip inside of the. If he can do that, if Esau can get that plan, he's
Made of the earth.
he's won.
Right.
He ain't gonna do it.
This is Psalms 34, 17 to 20. The righteous cried, and the Lord Yahweh heard and delivered them out of all their troubles.
That's right. Just like that virgin in Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, that's espoused, has a husband already. What was she doing? Crying out.
Susanna cried out.
Susanna cried out, according to the law. You know?
It says the Lord Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of broken heart, and save such as be of the contrite spirit.
That's right.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of all of it.
Right, and we in that time of victory. So we gonna, you brother, we should be, you know, the demons mess with you, but man, Jake is really trying to run away from the glory that's coming down. And they go start to call you a witch, start to call you, look, there's gonna be some strange wonders coming. We're gonna be like, look, Israel. And they gonna start saying, y'all niggas are witches, man. Y'all making this shit, y'all crazy, man. Watch, bro. That's what they did to y'all, shot. Bro, watch what's about to come to you brothers who remain faithful, man. There's gonna be great things. Yeah, we catching hell right now. Yeah, your life, you like, but man, guess what, man? The end is coming. It's here. This ain't gonna be forever, brothers. You're not gonna be this desolate and downtrodden forever, man. Okay? The Lord is going to take this man down. That's right. Straight.
The solution.
The solution is here.
Solutions.
Romans chapter 8, let me start at verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn amongst many brethren.
Amongst many brethren, that's the elect, born of the Holy Spirit. That's the church. That's a priesthood. Starting with Yahweh Shai, all right, then under him King David and the rest of the 144,000. Those souls from the foundation of the earth were chosen, that were written. They're written in heaven. That's why I say your reward is in heaven.
Moreover, whom he did predestinate, then he also called. And whom he called, then he also justified. And whom he justified, then he also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? How about you not strive before us? Who can be against us?
Who can be against us?
He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give his own things?
Right. And see, Esau with his carnal blessing, he's trying to overcome that. He's trying to. He can do. The Lord gave him power to do particular things, but he can't alter that promise. Yeah. He can't He can't pay it off. He can't. Because Esau got the money, he could pay people off forever. He could even he's paying off Israelites. They know the truth, but he got so much money, he gave them such a good deal that they were willing to compromise. Like, man, shit, I ain't gotta work no more. I can pay this bill off. Fuck it, man. All right. Jesus. You know?
Right. Ain't nothing new like Judas.
Right.
Ain't nothing new. He did that.
But there's a particular amount of men who he won't be able to do it. Right? He won't be able to look. The Lord, he won't be able to pay them off. Right. All right. If he the Lord don't want him to die, he gonna try to kill him. Something gonna happen to throw it off. And even if you have a brother who's a part of that number who died, he gonna be raised up first.
That's right. That's right.
You win.
That's right. He remembers his faithful mothers.
And hey, under Yahweh Shai, get Revelation 2:26, because he gonna get his lick back. He gonna get his lick back. So what's that mean? We join heirs with him. What did he tell Yahweh Shai? Ask of me, and I'm gonna give you the heathen for thine inheritance. So don't we get a piece of that too?
Right.
We join heirs. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 26, it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
And the overcoming ain't of you. It ain't like right now. It's already written, right? But we just playing it out in the flesh. So the elect have already overcome. The devil's already fell. Babylon has already been destroyed. It just had the word has to play itself out in the Lord's movie. What he wrote, his word, it just got to come to pass. in the way that he wrote it. And there are particular vessels chose to be the chosen. There's particular vessels chose to be Esau. Moab, 2/3. Everybody's in their lot for the final judgment. Right. All right.
Revelation 2:26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Ooh, somebody get Genesis 27 when Jacob and Esau was blessed. Okay. Read it. Keep going.
Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
He will have power over the nations. And he will what? Rule them with a rod of iron. Go ahead.
It says, as the vessels of a potter's, as a vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. This is Yahweh Shai speaking, right?
I remember I put that on. I asked EJ Love, is that hate? He never answered.
They have no way to answer.
Is that hate? Is he racist? Because Esau, oh my goodness, I'm so goddamn tired of them in this racist term. That's racist. Oh, he's Deontay Wilder was racist. For them, racist. Everybody's racist.
But the same people, when they have vids about slavery and the atrocities that people have done, they say, well, what about the hood? Or I actually see one person say, hey, it had to happen.
Hey, you remember the one person that tried to justify it and say, well, technically there were over 200,000 slaves that were in America around that time. Like you know the damn number, man.
Hey, read. Hey, sometimes I get nice and I read comments, man. Esau's bugged out, man. He's losing it, man.
Oh, man.
He's all over the place, bro. Trying to really make himself believe a lie. Like he's starting to know it's BS, but he keeps saying it. Like
this is one Edomite man talking about who was he saying that? Benjamin Franklin loved his slaves.
No, he said Thomas Jefferson. He was like, Thomas Jefferson. The reason why he had slaves is because if he didn't have them, he would have went to jail. I was like, bro, what?
It was a law from the British that you had to have slaves.
He didn't want to have slaves. He just had to have them. He would have got locked up. I was like, bro, where's the story? I was getting so mad,
He making excuses. He gets caught. He lies. He winds up popping on the thing. That's it. He did. It's gonna be locked up.
Bro, you can look on Google right now, bro. You can go on Google right now and type in. You can go and type in Thomas Jefferson's grandchildren and his great grandchildren. You gonna see nothing but
Jakes.
Looking like people looking like Jakes, man.
Everybody
smiling,
Jefferson, they light skin or red looking.
Having pictures with him pointing up. This is my grandma. I'm proud of it. Like, bro, you understand what you celebrating right now?
Easy Jefferson. George Jefferson. Go ahead.
That word power in the Greek is strong. G 1849, which is exousia, which says the power of rule. It says the power of rule or government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obeyed. And then it says down here in the lexicon, it says over the heathen nations. So like the Elder Yashawama said, is what is for EJ Love and all these guys that are talking about, what is this? It says that we're gonna have power over the heathen nations. Well, they're gonna have to obey our commands.
Yeah. Well, this is a good point. JMS Cordova Union put. People talk about crabs in a barrel, but nobody talks about who put the crabs in the barrel. Why the crabs?
That brother over there.
They supposed to be in the ocean, or they wouldn't be all fucked up over each other. They pulling each other up to get out of the goddamn barrel, man. Who put the crabs in the barrel?
I had one more precept about the show, if I can grab it real quick. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 38. I'm just going to grab a word out of here real quick. It says, now the just shall live by faith. It says, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in it. Now, when you get this word draw back in the Greek, it says Strong's G5288, which is hupastello. And when you look up that word, it says here, it says to withdraw oneself, i.e., to be timid, to cower, to be timid, to shrink, doubt, hesitate. Of those who from timidity hesitate to avow what they believe in. That's what it says in the blue letter, man.
That need to be on a t-shirt.
Hey, that links right to it's impossible to please the how about you now shout without faith. It's impossible to please in the human spirit of hesitation, the human spirit of doubt. That drawn back, hesitate.
Yeah.
I don't know if, maybe. No, man. It says, real quick, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1, real quick, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Real quick.
Bro, you can't trust a person to be drawn back.
Hesitating this. It says out of timidity. It says out of timidity.
Chapter 1, read verse 1 and 2.
Okay, it says, love righteousness, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 1. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord Yahweh Shai with a good heart.
The only way to think with a good heart is to trust without hesitation. Go ahead.
And in simplicity of heart seek him.
Go ahead.
For he will be found of them that tempt him not.
You gotta have simplicity of heart. Like that's the key. That's the key. Go ahead.
And showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him.
Show himself to such as do not distrust
Shit about no Mac. Yeah, it's still. See, it's on back on with the green light. Let's see real quick.
And you just made it to. Oh yeah. Just wait.
Y'all can't get back on.
Yeah, I'm trying right now.
Woo!
It says we good.
We're going back to Hangouts on there live now. It's still loading.
Oh, you can't put it back.
Let me see real quick.
Oh, it says it's up. Can y'all see us? Yeah, they can see us, bro. It's looking right.
Okay, so like it. Well, I'll leave it alone.
Y'all stop talking about the prostitute. What you talking about?
I had a precept. So just back to what the brother saying about drawing back. You know, Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of Yahweh deceitfully, and cursed be he that keeps back his sword from blood. You know, so hey, a lot of people that drawing back, not having faith, not be fully invested, man, you're gonna be cursed because you're doing the work of Yahweh by shot deceitfully. And if you holding back your sword for blood, we're doing that spiritually right now. What did Hosea say? I'll healing them down by my servants and prophets. So we're spiritually shedding blood right now, and people that are not willing to do that, you know, calling a spade, calling Esau a devil, proclaiming that, well, this is the time when the end we're going to be delivered and having complete faith in that, you're going to be cursed because of that, man.
Right.
You know, because you're holding back your sword from blood, like Saul did, like we did examples of. Saul, when we were going into the promised land, we had to get rid of the Canaanites, you know, and we was cursed because of that, you know.
He thrust through with it. That show the lack of faith.
Right.
In the process of Yahweh Shah. And Most High hasn't, didn't give his elect the spirit of doubt. You see, the Most High is looking for people who have the same thought process as King David, who trusted in him wholeheartedly. See what I'm saying? God, no, I was just gonna say a quick precept with you guys.
You know, just going into that, y'all made the statement going into how those men will, you know, be elected with the house out in the foundation of the earth, and those men are automatically going to have their trust in Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai ingrained in them, and expect and hasten to come and know, like the Deacon Michael Allah said, know what a spade is. What know what a spade is and call it out for what it is, man. And we do that through faith ultimately. Why? Because it's written here in these scriptures, man, and we see it plainly. You got it, Michael Allah.
No. 2 Timothy 1:7. But the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind.
A sound mind is not hesitate. A sound mind is walking by faith and not by the sight of what you see. In history, when we read, King David was a man, you know, after Most High's heart for multiple things, but the heart of the thing is his faith. That shield, okay, that shield of faith that no matter where I go, no matter what I come across, no matter where I sleep, I know that Yahweh Shai is for me. And if he's for me, who can be against me? You got to be in that same mindset. We learn through the history what happens to our people when they're not in that mindset. Death, diseases, you know what I'm saying? Just right, totally destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? All of the heathens, man, their gods is idols. Okay, they got to build their God up, build it certain places and bow down to it. But we talking about the ancient days of our Father, the real power. He's manifested to us like, look, y'all my sons. So for you, after him manifesting that to us, for you to be like, I don't know.
Then you got the prophecies coming to pass. The mark of the beast is one of the most blatant prophecies we have.
Right.
And you look for a reason to just say, fuck that. It's like, bro, it's evil. It's wicked. The mark of the, you just go disassociated all the way with the mark of the beast. This RFID technology, that's just there. That ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. But the mark of the beast is sin.
We all sweet.
You know, all of the Babylon being America, all of these various prophecies are to the elect supposed to be becoming more and more clear.
I'm saying, then they don't, you also, because you have all these other different things that it could possibly be referring to the chip, where it's sin or it's the white women, or it's guns, or it's the cell phone. All these different things. But that's what I'm saying. None of these people that's coming with all these different arguments argue with each other.
Right.
It's not that chip. It ain't gonna go on your head, on your forehead. But you'll never hear the nigga say that it's a cell phone. Go at the nigga that's saying it's white women. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all bullshit. You know.
That's because they just,
Yeah.
They're it's cool. It's cool.
Be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High, who hath saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose.
Right from the foundation of the earth, man. That's big time.
According to his own purpose.
His own pleasures, who he chose. Spirits. He said, okay, this spirit gonna be that, this spirit gonna be okay, this spirit gonna take over these spirits. And you, come on, man, like when you watch the world, man, whatever you're doing, you out watch whatever you're doing, you watch the world, you have to look at it and say, wow, I know this truth, I know the mystery. The mystery wasn't given to everybody. That's why y'all shot told the disciples, look, man, ain't meant for, why do you don't want to speak to them plainly? Look, it ain't meant for them to see. It's meant for you to get it. How can you not cherish that?
It takes faith. It takes faith because you taking the unknown and you applying it to your life. You're applying unknown concepts to your life. You walking and living in the spirit of prophecy. See, that takes a level of faith. That takes a level of faith. See, a person that gets scared, they want to only walk in certainty. But anybody that's building something is going to have to walk on a level of faith. They're going to have to walk on the unknown. Right. And you got to be bold with it in order to be successful. You can't walk on faith timidly because it's going to falter. You're too worried about your next step. You know, when you walk, when you move that way, you're going to lose. Right. You're going to lose. You're going to be swayed. You're going to be wavered.
That's right. You're going to harden your heart as in the day of provocation.
Right.
Because the word provocation means provoke. And then you're going to be going in circles, which Most High speaks against. In James, man. Yeah. You know, the first chapter, you not, when you ask for something, don't ask amiss. You see? And then you're not going to be, tossed to and fro, man. You know, loosely paraphrasing as it when a wave of adversity comes, man. But you have your foundation built off of your scriptures, man. And so when the times of adversity hit, what do you run to? The scriptures, not to uncertainty or what ifs. It's not even real, but in fact, Satan, demons attacking you.
Yeah, and this is what's happening is that you got guys that saying that they're doing things from the scripture. And this is what we're telling you. The things that we're talking about, the Most High is directing this, the Most High is directing that, it plays out into a system. And it's written. There is a particular way, man. There is a particular doctrine. It does break down to something. The Most High is giving an organized plan. You don't have an organized plan. The Most High is giving an organized plan for what he wants on the planet Earth. The doctrine, the standard, the way. And if it don't coalesce, it's going to be chaos. But we're watching the plan play out. Right. Which is great. And only a few people are going to get it. This is cool. Pass them up.
This is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 10. It says, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church, the manifold wisdom of the Most High, according to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Hamashiach Yahushua our Lord, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him. Now, that confidence of faith is what originally led into the scripture, but you just mentioned, how these things are being revealed unto basically the majority of Israel, the majority of the elect. These mysteries are being revealed to the majority of the elect in time. But that gives us confidence to continue to push on.
I got a precept too for you real quick. Was you done with that, I know? You was going into the point of, when you go into something, Israel has to have the surety of it. You know what I mean? But we go based off of faith. We went to start a business. And this is an example going back to Abraham. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 8. It says, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. So when Abraham had went to that land, he didn't know exactly where he was going to go. He just knew the Spirit was on him to go. And the Spirit had led him to go to that place, which we ultimately understand when you go into the sojourning of Abraham. It ultimately went over to the land. He went over to the land of Canaan, and the Spirit of the Lord had taken him there. Now, did he have directions to get over there? No, the Spirit of the Lord guided him through. That's it on that one.
I got a quick one. This is Exodus chapter 14. I'm gonna start at verse. Let's see. I'm gonna start at verse 18. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I have gotten the honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. Verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
Yeah, they don't believe it.
They want to say, well, see, there was algae, and algae came up into the soil, and that made the frogs and the flies and the blood. And then, when this happens, it's usually during a time of high heat, and it would cause the water to be a drought.
And Esau ain't the white man.
You know what I'm saying? But how the hell are you going to have water on east side of you? Like a wall. It was supernatural force that did that.
You sound crazy.
Who said there's no God?
That's right.
It was a supernatural force that did it.
Right.
Hey, but the sun. Hey, but you know how we know it's possible. The sun is in the sky.
Yeah.
It's right.
It's just sitting on. So you can't say it ain't possible. You can't say walking on water is impossible. Frogs and ducks, they got particular frogs and lizards that walk on water.
But the Most High will go outside of that regular order.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that He'll stop the sun.
He did it. He did it.
Okay, we talk about the sun. He'll make that mug stop doing what it's done. Hey, we've observed the sun since however age you've been. You've observed the sun do exactly what it do every year. The Most High has the power to say, well, we're going to change that up player real quick. Anytime that he wanted to do that, you see it in the scriptures. Whether it be Jacob getting the blessing, whether it be King David or whether it be what the Most High will receive when he's ready to just to show his power.
Right.
He made a promise for Israel that he would supersede. See, there was a water up on this side, on one side, and water on the other because the Most High superseded for his name's sake. We telling you that type of glory and power is coming.
That's right.
Y'all don't believe it.
Right.
Okay? So you're not going to get the benefit.
Hey, the scripture says that the Most High, he's going to lift that standard. It's written. The Most High has to lift the standard. When that standard gets lifted, man, it's going to be some supernatural things that's going to take place.
Bro.
Signs and wonders.
It's going to be powerful.
I would say, just think about it on this aspect, man. The scripture says there's no weapon formed against thee that's going to prosper. Think about all the weapons on the planet. Ain't none of them going to work. Every weapon on the planet, it ain't going to work. That's going to have to be a spiritual, higher power involved. For missiles not to work, for pistols not to work, for picks and Rottweilers not to work. You see?
Anytime you can be in fire and not burn, come on. walk around and ain't nothing happening. No harm. That's like a wall of fire coming up right now. We just in here talking. Read, we fire like a little bit. We ain't burning.
Yeah.
Yo, give me Joe. So 924. Just fire.
There's a highly spiritual legacy that comes with being an Israelite that Israel's ashamed of.
Right. It's
You
horrible.
gotta tap into it.
It's
They
horrible.
really they really don't believe it.
Faces right, Christian.
They like that. Like even there, you got these doctrines. I know you got these doctrines where Jake is starting to say the parables of Yahushua feeding the 5,000 or whatever. That was symbolic. That didn't happen. Jake don't really believe in the power that comes with being an Israelite. Bro. They're kind of ashamed of it because according to this world, it seems impossible.
Yeah.
Because according to this world, it seems impossible. They'll shy from it.
So they have the mind that they have the point of view of a slave,
Right.
and not somebody who's royal. Right? So our concept of ruling and dominance, when we think about that, we think about the white man and it's bad.
Right.
So we like so it's, the so-called black man, all he wants to do is love everybody. Man. The Israelites in general want to love everybody because they deem that as righteous.
Well, it's because we know that association is powerful. Associating yourself is very, very powerful. But if your standard ain't on point and the direction of your association is not directed right, it leads to chaos, disorder, mistrust, hate, wrath, envy, maliciousness, death. The nature of your association needs to be according to a certain standard in order to right, man. How you associate with everything, man. We understand the power of association. That's why I mentioned earlier, Jake loves cliques, gangs, these ideas of associating, but they're not directed right. They're directed there ain't no order. It's not the standard or the belief system. It's not empowering. It's not immortally empowering.
Right. According to this world.
It's according to this world. It's according to feelings and emotion instead of responsibility. What you're supposed to do. The level of obedience. That's it's we jacked up. We jacked up. Our mindset has been thrown off through that captivity, and you just lost more and more and more and more. And clung to your enemy's doctrine, way of being understanding because he was feeding you.
Right.
And you just like Pavlov's dog. As time went on and he fed you, you just succumbed to that.
Right.
Beat you to that.
I am black.
I was going to say, and that's why right now us rising in the Israelites is scaring the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Though you have Israelites who are just unorderly, but in the mix of the unorderly, you have that remnant that is driving that spirit, that pure doctrine of Yahweh, and that's scaring it.
Yeah.
Like you said, sometimes read the comedy, you see they scared.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's orderly.
They don't compromise.
This world. Go ahead.
Well, this is Maccabees. What I heard the brother talking about the standard, and then the brothers are talking about faith, right? This is I'm gonna read like 6 scriptures. First Maccabees 3, started 13. Now when Saron, the prince of the army of Syria, heard say that Judas had gathered unto him a multitude and company of the faithful to go out with him to war, he said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom, or I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him who despise the king's commandments. So we made him ready to go up, and there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him to avenge of the children of Israel. And when he came near to the going up of Beth Horon, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company, who when they saw him coming to meet them, said to Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, fight against so many of a great multitude, right? And strong seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day. Unto whom Judas answered him,
They said we're ready to faint.
We're
fasting. We're fasting.
It is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of few, and with the Most High of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of hosts in the army, but the strength comes from heaven. So,
And that's the
we
legacy.
few. We basically going against everybody that's anti-Messiah. Y'all basically coming against us.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Lord gonna stand it up. And it's all about faith.
That's the legacy of Israel.
Hey, that's the spirit I want to be.
Yeah.
That spirit that encourages me and pumps me up to not care what I'm looking at, but only care about knowing that how much I'm shot is living no matter what we see. And that's, there's many examples in the scriptures are written, because even when you read in that account, Jews went back to stories of, look how, the Lord delivers out of this situation, that situation, this situation. So it's like that, having that spirit is so special, because that's a connection to your how much you understand. Not that you fulfilling the whole law, but just that, look, we just believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Always a few.
Right. Especially.
Hey, somebody get Isaiah 10, 20, started like 20. Isaiah 10, 20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 20, it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote him."
So no longer again stay upon him that smote him. Esau, man. We looking to get out, man. We looking to really detach ourselves. That's only a few. You got a lot of people that ain't really ready. Look up that word "stay upon." They ain't really ready to let go, man. Depend upon, right. Our people really depend on Esau for self-importance, for what to tell them to get mad about, what to tell them to celebrate, what to tell them to do everything, man. It's all sitting around Esau. They ain't really ready to detach, but there's only a select few that are going to have that mind frame.
That word "stay" in Hebrew, Strong 8:8172, which is sha'ayin. It says to lean on, trust in.
Trust in.
What is in the trust in?
Egypt. Right? That cover with the covering. Mm-hmm. That is not of my spirit, man.
Isn't there a scripture that talks about how if you lean upon Egypt, it'll be like
it'll pierce your hand or something like that? Isaiah 32:6, I believe. 36.
It says support oneself.
Right.
So it says, but shall stay upon Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
They trust in him. See, Jake really trusts in this world, the perception of family and life that Esau gave them. They're not ready to leave it. So that's where a lot of this friction comes between these camps and the true men of the Lord, because they really ain't ready to let go of this world, man. You see what I'm saying? But the elect, and that's why we so crazy. That's why people, Lord willing, we the elect. That's why the way we are is ancient. It's not of this world. Why, like in James, it say, this doctrine descend not from above, but is devilish, earthly, and sensual. The doctrine that we have is directly from a whole nother dimension. The mind frame and the way we think is not of this world. So people are gonna be like, man,
they just looking for worldly fault.
Right.
I mean, you can find fault.
You find fault. Right.
So you try to find fault in the man, you try to find fault in the doctrine.
Right.
And it's just it don't match up. It don't match up because this brothers don't have fault with you.
Right.
Ain't nobody did nothing to you, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody stole from you, lied to you, cheated on you. You know what I mean? Right. You got all these other guys that take money from you, swindle you. When it comes to, I'll say this, man. Since being around the apostles and elders, they ain't never just hella required anything. They just was teaching all the time. Anything that we gave, I wanted to give. We would never know you gotta do this or that, bro. You could tell that the spirit was just like on the men to just teach straight up. And that's just been increasing, and that's all through the spirit power of Yahweh Shemi Shah. This thing is overflowing. And you can try to these little faults here and there and there and here, but the point is the soundness of the doctrine. When you put everything together, either you got faith and you believe and you continue with that, or you don't. You gonna, and if you really convicted, you gonna do whatever you say you believe in.
This is 1 Samuel 12:3. Behold, here I am, witness against me before the Lord, Yahweh, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken?
Yeah.
Or whose ass have I taken?
Whatever, yeah.
Or whom have I defrauded?
Yeah.
Whom have I oppressed?
Yeah.
Or
Who has any of them men or
Yeah.
on press or
Who
take
we
it or
do?
live? Yeah, what we do? When
right.
all your reports is of giving and good and of charity, patience and long suffering. Nobody's defrauded or stolen or done anything that say you have aught.
Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind my eyes therewith?
Yeah.
And I will restore it to you. And they said, Thou hast not defrauded us nor oppressed us, neither hast thou taken aught of any man's hand. And he said to them, The Lord is witness against you, and his anointed is witness this day, that ye have not found aught in my hand. And they answered, He is witness.
That's ultimately what's going to happen. We're just going to wait for the Yahweh to try to get judgment. That's the only thing that we can focus on. We can only focus on moving forward and continue to preach this word, be victory minded, and gather those with like minds. Gather those with like minds and pour into them. Pour into the ones that are action oriented. Don't pour into those that are lackluster bullshit and don't really have an intention for everything. You guessing, well, you might be a man. No, man. The men of the Lord are gonna be doing something.
Right. That's right. Yeah, we don't have time to waste on niggas, really. I mean, you address them when you address them. But a lot of this stuff, man, at this point,
Yeah. Exactly.
you know what I'm
You're gonna
saying?
see it, man. They're gonna be doing it, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be living and walking in like they're talking and action oriented, doing this thing with you on your side.
Mm-hmm.
With the same standard. You trust them.
Right.
You trust them. I leave all my possessions right here in this room and walk out. I ain't worried one bit.
Right. That's right. That's right. You leave your shit at the bus station.
You're gonna be frantic.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbeat fast. Run to the back of the bus.
You trust people that you got the same standard around. I'm looking for those who are ready to run. Ready to run, the same trust, the same move, the same mind. We worry about that. Okay.
Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel.
Right.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. That's what we do.
That's it. And we know we're a burden. Go ahead.
Warning of what? Martial law, chip, RFID chip. We warn you of destruction of come. Salvation, the men of like mind. That's what they're doing. Right. You know, so that's what you look for. The men that are giving that good warning, man. Preaching that good gospel.
That's it. And those men are going to be a burden. You know, and you got to get that in your mind. You're going to be a burden to the nation, man, of Israel. If you really a follower of Hamashiach Yahweh, they're going to hate you. The nation of Israel is going to really be against you. It's just the way it's. You're talking about people that know they're Israelites. They're not going to be with your way. They're going to be like you're going too far, right? Because really, the prophets are just like party over. Everybody else like, nigga, no, this shit jamming.
Yeah, right.
This shit good. I'm gonna get this pussy. You know what I'm saying? But the men of the Lord are just like, nope. This is the new song. Get out of here. You know.
Yeah. Turn the lights out. Taking the cords out.
Taking the cords.
Turn this shit off.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. But I'm telling you, man, there's comfort within the body. Because then, you know, you're just going to be with the other men that ready to break shit down, man.
Yeah.
I remember, man, we used to throw events and stuff at college and do stuff. We had fun. The most fun that we had was setting it up and breaking it down. Why? Because it was just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just people with the like mind.
Right. Everybody else gone.
Right. It was a hassle when the other people came. Now we'll break a 1-9. You got cups, you know. But when everybody left, it was like, hey, we turned our music on. It was crazy. You remember that, bro? You know, the people that got the like mind, you you gonna have joy. You have joy. Hey, enjoy the process with the eye count. The ones that really give a damn, man. Enjoy the process with those men.
That's it.
Yeah, you catching hell. Yeah, you up late. Yeah, you tired. Yeah, shit happen. Yeah, it is. Enjoy the process, man. You got an opportunity to understand more and complete something and be a part of the completion.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
This is what Pastor R was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to invoke.
Yeah.
He's just like, how the fuck are y'all not enjoying the process? Like, do this. Like, bro. He get it, but Pastor Hart. He exudes that. He exudes that confidence. And I love it.
Yeah.
I needed that in my life. You know, that helped me.
Never taught
That
that.
changed my life, man. Through the spirit. So you pass that energy on, I can. Those of you that came who were activated by this thing, you know, stay activated, man. Go get it. Go, you know, walk in the spirit. You got it.
I got an example of what you just said. This is Acts 2:1. And when that day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place.
God.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing of a mighty wind, and it filled all the house and where they were sitting.
Uh-huh.
Right? And it says, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it set upon them.
Yes.
Said that the spirit came in there, man. They were all of one mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what grew, you know, you have 50 times, you have the Pentecost of those days after, you know, you have Passover, which is when the green barley, and then you have really the first fruits of those first reapings of that harvest after that time, man, and that's a joyous time. And, you know, we're seeking out that thing,
It's like we're in that time now.
Exactly.
It's like you gave all them different houses that are built and speaking those different languages. People waking up all over the world.
Yeah.
Due to in those languages, people are speaking in Tagalog, they're speaking in Hangul, they're speaking in Chinese, but they're using the word.
Yeah, and you know, one of the brothers, I believe, was a few times when I talked about the word cultivate. Mm. That's what you're doing after the time of the Passover. After the time of the Passover is a period of cultivation, where you cultivate those barley seeds and the first sprout up. What happens whenever you cultivate? You're working, you're toiling. Yeah, but you should be enjoying the process. You gotta get up every day and do this thing. You gotta get up every day. If your mind is focused on your intention and you understand the results of what's gonna come out of that intention, you're gonna do that with joy. Mm-hmm. Like I said, man, like when you first start sparring back again, when you have an intention to reach certain goals, you go and sparring excited. You go and sparring with a mindset, I'm gonna get better. Yeah. You go into this or that, like I'm gonna prepare myself to get to this certain level. That's what we're doing now. So that's why I'm encouraging brothers.
So when that harvest time comes, it's time for payback. Yeah, man. So
I'm living.
Fishermen and the hunters.
I got a precept. This is James 5:7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
Right. Keep going.
James 5:8, or sorry, 5:9. Grudge not one against another.
We ain't in the time that brothers need to be grudging against one another. Like the elder Ariel was saying, we need to be enjoying this process together, man. Going, feeding off one another. You know, sending positive vibes towards one another in the faith and in the spirit, man. You know, of course, you know, a brother more and you more with him, but ultimately you build that brother up with the fact that, look, you can't dwell on that too much. The victory is near, all right? Your mind should be on the standard that's written about. Your mind should be on Michael the Archangel, Yahweh Shai coming, of course, first off. Michael, they say Michael will stand up for his people. Those are the things that you keep your mind frame on, man, and exhort around one another, man. Until man, we're gonna look up, and it's gonna be right there. We're not in a time of grudging and sitting around each other and waiting to see if this brother wicked or trying to formulate an opinion in your mind and make the brother wicked. We ain't in those times. Nitpicking and being petty. You know, and those demons come, don't get me wrong, but we're in a time where you now focusing on overcoming because you can overcome it.
Right. You're doing that, you're not focusing on like going to, overcoming. You're focusing on your hidden agendas and what you want. Like it says in James 4:1, for whence wars come amongst you. You loosely paraphrasing. Coming not from your own lust.
Right. Read it.
I mean,
James 4:1, from whence come wars and fighting among you. Question. Come they not hence even of your lust that war in your memory.
That's right. So you got people out there that want to make their perspective doctrine. And that's not what this thing is about. All is supposed to be on one accord and supposed to be edifying for the body, man. Now each of us have different components that the Most High blesses with. Brothers was given, the talent of tongues, basic point, brothers given the talent of prophecy. One brother was given the power of encouragement. But all that is supposed to be utilized for the betterment of the body, man. Because the body is also synonymous with the temple of Yahweh by Shem Shah. Alluded to 1 Corinthians the 3rd chapter, man. Not about what we want and what we perceive is right.
Well, that's what I want to highlight. What you were saying is your decisions based off what you feel, with your emotions, or are they based off your responsibility and standard? Where is your decision making and your thinking leaning you towards? Where is your belief system leaning you towards? Is it leaning you towards making decisions based on your feelings or your emotions or your responsibility and the standards that you are trying to set on the planet Earth, which is a part of your You need to assess this in your decision making day by day. And that should govern your priorities, that should govern all these things, your relationships, how you communicate, all these things. Right? And you learn to balance that out to where you're not fighting
amidst
uncertainty, amidst making decisions, amidst towards causing decision and dissension and all these things, right? Wars and fighting. Wars and fighting happen when you're not moving in a unified mind.
and fight.
Paul talked about that in First chapter. All the contentions of women. Why you say you are a Paul and you are a Christ, you are a Apollos, you are Theos, you know what I'm saying? But we are supposed to be like-minded. We are supposed to be talking about the same thing concerning the word. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Okay. Romans chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 1 and I'll read through verse. I'm gonna read through verse 4. It says, "We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves."
Order is not just rank. Order is servitude.
That's right.
Right? Order is not just rank. Order is a way that's being established. It only, that's what order is. It's not just a word, a title or a name, it's a way. That's what order is. Order plays into everything. Right?
Mm-hmm. Verse 2. "Let every one of us please his neighbors for his good to edification. For even Yahweh shall please not himself. But as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me.
Mm-hmm.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning."
Man, the simplest example of this is when brothers first pass across into the truth. The brothers that are immediately over them are doing everything for them. They're modeling everything for them. They're going to pick them up all the time. They're picking up, the brothers make kind of simple decisions and showing them like, brothers do it like that. First, when they first cross over, there's always a level of those first men that they are talking to. You're modeling and doing everything for them at first. All right, and then you do it with them. You know, you don't do it for them, you do it with them. And then they do it on their own or under very minimal supervision, then they teach it. And that's where the master becomes. So there's that level of understanding, knowledge, and understanding until you have that happening right there, man. That level of certitude is a culture. It's a culture, it's a way of being, right? It's a belief system amongst the group. It's a culture. You know?
I got a concept.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because what you're going into, pretty much you was talking about cultivate earlier too. It's a commitment. That's the overall thing, man. It's all dedication. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua Mashiach. In the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men."
That's how you be strong in the grace. By actually moving, doing something. Go ahead.
It says, "In the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also."
Right? You commit that to a faithful man. All right? You teach that way. Pass it all down, right?
It's more than just teaching, like you were saying. Like when a brother first come in, you fully devote yourself to that brother.
Yeah.
That's a commitment. This thing of ours is more than just ranks and titles and vainglory. You want to be the guy with the most profound word or precept.
And you doing it because you trying to master the way.
Exactly.
That's the only way for you to master the way.
Galatians 5.
You know? The men that you are underneath, they did that for you.
Right. It's been a complete circuit, man. That's ultimately what it's about.
And that's dope. Yeah. You just keep building on that. Brothers don't get, never forget what it's like to be good. Right? And then brothers have to always, too, you gotta have appreciation. You gotta have appreciation, man. Brothers get to a certain level and forget, bro, you get hella help at the same time when you was coming into this thing. Brothers is doing it for you.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't come into this thing on the level you at now.
Man, not even close.
Not even close.
Man.
Don't forget.
Man.
So when you have that appreciation, you go into that servitude and how regarding you continue on.
Galatians 5:13. For brethren, ye have been called into liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
Right. We're not here for an occasion to the flesh to make ourselves these great niggas to use the strength to build ourselves. Nah. We're here. Read that again. So
It says, for brethren, ye have been called into liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh.
right. You're not grace. You're given grace, not for the flesh, but to build yourself spiritually. Man. Go ahead.
For love serve one another.
Right. You're supposed to serve one another. That's order. Like the order is saying.
Well, it says, by love, serve one another, and I forget what I want to make. Right? Read that scripture one more time.
It says, for brethren, ye have been called into liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
Yeah. But basically, I just wanted to say about that's the whole intention of things, man, and that's what you building upon. You're building upon that idea of the neighbor, And I wanted to highlight this is that we're going through destruction, and Esau's going to be destroyed, and this world. We went through all these scriptures. We read in Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Revelation, all that. But then what's happening right now? We're giving solutions. We talked about the problem, and now we're talking about the solution for our nation. So people can't say, "Oh, y'all talking about destruction." No, we're talking about construction too.
That's just not true.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 9:19. But though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. That means win souls. That's what we do. Preach the gospel. That you let people.
Yeah. And that preaching goes into action. You know? What's in your belly gonna fit your words. Right? Which should link up into your thinking, your belief system. This doctrine, knowledge, y'all about your own shot, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's all four lips. That's going to lead to life. Once that vibration and understanding goes out into the maximum intent of y'all about your own shot, when the call goes in fully, you know, and then ring hits. Hey man, y'all shy. The Holy Ghost gonna crack the cloud.
It'll be epic.
Yeah.
Let's get a few more.
Philippians chapter 2, I'm starting verse 1. If there be therefore any consolation in our child, with any comfort of love, with any fellowship of the Spirit, with any vows and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind.
Now everybody, all the Most High wants is you just be focused on your obedience to your task. Everybody do it. You do it with lowliness of mind. You're not doing it with no self-glorification, no mind towards getting a pat on the back. You're doing it because this is your responsibility.
Right.
Right?
Reasonable service. That's right.
Right? They get emotional when they say, I'm handling my responsibility. They get emotional because they want to pat on the back. You're supposed to do your responsibility. Suck it up.
Right.
It's just like
Because you know the reward in you.
That's right.
It's just like that parable that Yahweh spoke about. I want to say like Luke 17, right from going on. It talks about like how he has like a man that's out there plowing the field, and then is he gonna go in and eat first, or it's your reasonable service to make sure that the master's he's eating first before you. You know what I'm saying? But continuing on, it says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind, all these different components that all just broke down, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. See? This is the same mindset that Yahweh Shai had in the planet Earth, man. He wasn't looking to plead, he wasn't looking to fulfill what he wanted to do. His mindset was focused on doing what Yahweh told him to do. That's why he said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. You see? I'm about my Father's business. Aren't we about our Father's business too? Shouldn't this be the same mindset that we should have moved within the octave? Making sure that you gotta esteem your brother. Oh, you gotta esteem what your brother needs over what you need at times, man. You see? And that shows being that shows being an ultimate servant, man. The best way that you can lead somebody is by being the best servant. At the end of the day, because Yahweh Shai is the best servant.
So you got a mindset of fitting into that system. You got a mindset of fitting into that whole intentionality, right? So you got a camp. You got a group, right? There's an order, there's a way that's been established. You got a mindset of fitting in and increasing in within that body, that making that body increase through the Spirit. Okay? In all facets, man, in all ways. Okay, how can I help things be taught better? How can I help brothers make money? How can I help, this thing just go and flow more efficiently? Go, you do something for 3 weeks and somebody ain't said, you great, man, you're just so terrific. I've been doing it for 3 weeks, they ain't even know the thing.
It's a chariot spot for that guy.
And handle your responsibility and know that your appreciation is written in immortal.
Do it because you want to do it.
Right.
Do it because the most I put the spirit on you to do it, not because you're looking for anybody else to give you a pat on the back. Because at the end of the day, people have their own lives to live.
At the end of the day, man, the Most High don't need you, man. It's something I always think about, man. The Most High don't need you to bring in the kingdom of heaven. He don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So just be thankful that you've been chosen to actually understand the mysteries. You know, that you have a chance to be, like the elder said, you have a chance to be translated into the chariots, man. Because he didn't need to give you this understanding. He chose to give you this understanding. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be elected, but you got to strive to be want to be elected by way of doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah. Who runs a race and they might start off the blocks, moving the track, start off the blocks, burning everybody, 100-meter dash. And then right after that 50 meters come, everybody start burning you. And after the race, you're tired, you're like, yeah, but y'all see me in front of everybody.
Looks like we're on 5 some stop off.
Oh yeah, we on. For its value or highly acknowledge, enhance, gain, improve, fathom, read, recognize, perceive, comprehend, understand. You know, the appreciation leads to all those things, man. Yeah. Love, like, you know, savor, to treasure something. To be appreciative of this knowledge, and it should make you do something about it. Jim has desired the truth of Luke 17:9. Doth he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? Woo! I trow not.
What's commanded you?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
What you got to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Reasonable service.
go back to what's that? Philippians 2:12, man. You have to work at your own salvation with fear and trembling. And you have to do this thing because you want to receive the crown, not for anybody else, man. Nobody in this room or in GMS can get that crown for you.
That's right.
You have to get your crown for yourself, man. See what I'm saying? That's where confidence in yourself comes from.
And that's what the scholars really believe that they're going to get a crown off of us.
Yeah. Right. And that mentality should add to the body. That mentality of your seeking out your own salvation should add into the overall scheme of things. It's not just some individual lonely Conan the Barbarian road that you own. It should be adding, and it should be intentional into adding into the overall scheme of things. You should be willing to individually have the intention to add to the body, to increase within the 144,000. You know, this is what you've been instructed to do. You're building a house, ain't you? You're not building your house. You're not building a house on your own. You're building a house with other people who are building a house. You just have a job to do within building a house. So there's still a unified intention in front. Then, you know, and so this is what I'm saying. It's just like, look, are we all adding into something and building on something with individual fire and intention to say when the job is done, hey, I'm a project. You know,
Listen, Ecclesiastes 33:17. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. Not doing this, doing it for yourself. It's not doing for other men, like they're seeking the same thing that the Lord has left us with. Yeah, that's putting upon the house, or you hammer nails, putting a sheet rock in, or putting a, you know, whatever. Some labor for yourself, and those men like they're seeking learning. Yeah. So this is for the election. I do all things for the election.
Yeah. So you gotta, you know, it's like I was saying, man, you can't nobody do it for you though. You got the hammer and the nails in your hand. And you over there staring at whatever what you why he didn't hammer so hard. You know?
Hammer like that.
Yeah. You know, why he couldn't at that angle.
Yeah, you never gonna finish with that.
You over there trying to correct everybody else work and you ain't doing shit.
Right. Right. Yeah, straight up.
And the stuff that you do, you want to have pat on the back for it.
Yeah.
Got y'all some water. Remember that?
Yeah.
I got you some water.
You know.
It's raining outside, got the shirt off.
Shoulder on.
Yeah. But that's all you do. You do two things and then you exhausted in the spirit. Take you know 2 more months to get energy again.
Right. Right.
Do. Whoa! Did you see that? That was me. You see how
You see how I remove
it? You know,
Jake said you didn't see no cherry.
yeah.
I was saying, you think about that other thing? Yeah.
It says 1 Thessalonians 4:1. Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushua, that as ye have received of us truth, how ye ought to walk and please the Most High, so you would abound more and more. That's why we give you these scriptures. You can get it, you can live that real Christian productive life in your house.
That we give all praise to you.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakakadash.
The one to the apostle, get millstone. He said he takes it to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.